and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, welcome. I give you tips, tricks, and hacks in your business and personal life. And today, what we're talking about is these yellow tickets for your shore excursions. Now, there's important information that you need to know about shore excursions and these tickets. But before I get into it, I'm also the author of 13 interactive challenges to self-discovery and grandparent memories from the heart. You can find those links below. All right. Oh, and there's a link for a free poster of letting go. Hope you grab that. It'll bless you. Oh, as you are aware, I tend to go by myself quite a bunch. I've been on the Encore, I've been on the Jade, I've been on the Bliss, I've been on the Prima, I've been on the Breakaway, I've been on the Spirit, I've been on Royal Caribbean, I've been on the Princess, I've been on Carnival. If you haven't figured it out, I like to travel and I like to cruise. Okay, so what do we know that they can change? All right. Now, what do I mean by that? You prepaid before you got on the ship because you're smart. You've been listening to me, right? And you're probably going to get a discount. Also, if you book through Norwegian and you pick the package, you're going to get $50 at the time of this video of of a credit of one person in the cabin per day. All right? Take advantage of it because what that means is let's say it cost $149.99 and you have the $50 credit, that's going to be $100. Okay? Or, let's say your shore excursion is $59. Well, now it's only costing you $9. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right. The next thing is when you get to your room, you'll have an envelope with your tickets in it. Now, you can't really see very well, but it's perforated. And it's because my tickets have already been taken, the other half, for their documentation. So, on the ticket, it's going to tell you what you're doing, the time. Now, I want you to take note of the time. Sorry for the bad, uh, it's not picking up very well. So like this says 2,100 hours. It's military time, but it's actually 8 p.m. And you'll notice that I actually wrote on there. Why do I write on there? Because I'm not real familiar with military time. And the other thing is the ship time could be different than your watch time or the time on your phone. So you need to always be aware of ship time and when to be back on the ship according to ship time. So on your TV, it's going to tell you what time it is. You need to always be aware. All right. And then right when you're getting off the ship, there's clocks. Pay attention. And I always ask the person that scans my card, hey, what time do you have? What time do you have? And they'll tell you, right? Because they want to make sure that you get back. Now, when you're by yourself, it is important to always do the shore excursion through the ship. Why? Why do I say this? It's because they won't leave you. Okay? Like when I was in Panama Canal, one of these says Panama Canal, and we were 2 hours late getting back. They waited for us. Now, if you did that same shore excursion through another company outside of the ship, the cruise line, guess what? They left them. They just left them. Too bad, so sad, right? So when you're by yourself, you want to make sure. Now, on the card, it has the information of your name, what you're doing, the time, your room number. And then it has this comment down here in the bottom. These comments change. They're not the same per. So like this one is saying, hey, look, you're going to walk about 1.5 miles and up 150 stairs, under 150 steps, right? Um, all weather conditions. All weather. That means in Alaska, it could be raining. Guess what? Your shore excursion doesn't necessarily cancel because it rained. It's gonna, they're telling you, hey, it doesn't matter. Whatever the weather, we're doing. Okay? You should dress in layers that will allow to remain comfortable throughout the tour. And then it says a tour may run in reverse order. So depending on a train ride or something like that. Um, this one says participants must be at least 10 years of age and weigh no more than 350 pounds. No pre-existing neck or back injuries. We'll get you a lift car and it's 700 pounds, but you have to let us know 48 hours in advance if you want to do that. So on these cards, they're important. Now the next thing is, and I've had this happen to me a couple of times. Like I paid for the shore excursion for dune buggies, right, on the sand dunes. And the next thing you know, it's not in my envelope. And I'm like, dune buggy. Well, no, sorry. Why? Because it had rained 2 days prior. It was too slippery. They said it was too dangerous. No, here's your credit. Okay. They care about your safety. All right. So I've also had it where in my ticket, it wasn't the time. They replaced it with a different time. Or what has happened to me is they'll say, oh, you wanted this one? We're going to give you this one. Sorry, we replaced it. And you're going, but because maybe their vendor of who was putting on the shore excursion was full or booked, and so they went to another one, and so they replaced it with something as similar as they could find for you. Now you need to understand when you get off the ship, it's normally on decks 4 or 5, depending if we're tendering or not, or getting off right at the dock. A lot of times we're right off at the dock. What the tender means is the ship is in the middle of the ocean. Okay? And they're saying, hey, look, we're going to put you in a raft or we're going to put you in a boat, but we're going to get you over to the dock and where you're supposed to be. Okay, that's called tendering. Then when you get where you're supposed to be, okay, so notice here, this meeting point says on the pier, ashore, in the parking lot. This one says we're meeting in the theater deck 7 forward. So when you're doing that, it's important to pay attention on your cards because some people might be meeting in the theater and some people may be getting off the ship and you're going, well, wait a minute, I'm not in the right spot. So the theater, sometimes they'll have like 5 different shore excursions and everybody's sitting and blah, blah, blah. And you have to listen because they're sitting there telling you and calling who they want to go out. Okay. They are keeping track of you. All right. And ask about the time before you're leaving the ship. Know when you're supposed to be down there. Sometimes it's 7 in the morning and you're going, oh my gosh, I've been up all night at the casino drinking, having fun at the disco. And now I got to get up at the crack of dawn. Pay attention because shore excursion desk closes approximately 2 hours before we get to shore, before we disembark the ship. Okay? Because they are the ones holding the paddle. And when you get down there off the ship, there could be 30, 50 different people down there all forming like little groups and little lines. And you're going, oh, don't panic. Look for the paddle. The paddle, the NCL Shore Excursion people will have on their uniform, and they will have a clipboard. On that clipboard, it has a list of everybody that's supposed to be on that shore excursion. And please don't, as a courtesy, as etiquette, do not be the last person to show up late, because you are causing us all to wait and you have cut our shore excursion time. What do I mean by that? Let's say we're supposed to be there for 4 hours and you're 30 minutes late. We had to wait the 30 minutes for you. Okay. And that means our shore excursion, instead of being 4 hours, is 3.5 hours. So that cut into our shopping time, that cut into our other activities, because sometimes I've been known to do 2 shore excursions in a day. So please don't be the person that's late to the shore excursion. Now, please be mindful that sometimes the bus breaks down, sometimes the bus is late, and it happens. You're on vacation. Be mindful that sometimes the bus breaks down, sometimes the bus is late. Chill out, get a drink, have a drink. Okay? It's not the end of the world. Most of the time, most of the time, it does happen. And it's not because it's Norwegian shore excursion. You're going to run into that no matter which shore excursion. Now, when you get down there to the deck, and let's say you didn't buy any tickets, you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Or you said, oh, I'll do it when I get on the ship. You got on the ship and everything was sold out. I've had that happen to me. So you go to the the people, they've got like little booths, and they're like, hey, come over here. Do you want to do something? Okay. You are risking not getting back on time, and you're risking your safety. So I want you to think about that when you're by yourself. Okay? Um, I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you got to put your street smarts on, and the best thing to do is to go through the cruise line. Now, why do I keep showing you this little ticket? All right. So the bus took this one. The bus went, they took that. And then when we got to the garden gave us this one. Okay. And just know, if you do this one, we did not have enough time for that evening. We were on the bus longer than we were at the actual park. Just letting you know. But it wasn't crowded. But if you really are going to see the flowers and the park and all that, let's just say I wouldn't do it again. If I go back to this park, this garden, it was my second time to go, and I was so looking forward to it. I would make sure that I have a day. I would make sure I have a day, because you didn't really get to enjoy it. So it was overpriced. And I mean, at one point, these people at the light on the bus, they got off the bus and they ran to the convenience store, got some water, and came and hopped on the bus. Now, why did they do that? And thank you if y'all are watching. These young men, they were so thoughtful. They went and got me some water because I was having a coughing fit and I couldn't get past it. And so they got me some water at the light. So thank you. And yes, humanity is still alive. And let me know where you're going, what shore excursion. I told you the one that was kind of the Panama Canal was really cool. I mean, My favorite was in Rotan, the reef where you just walk right in. And there's a video of where I hurt myself. And I still got back in that water because oh my word, it was so beautiful. Just so beautiful. All right, be blessed. And I hope you got something out of it. Bye.